attitude, approach, mindset when you are looking at to re-enter the workforce or relaunch your career. Second thing is finding or job, or not just after a career break, or even when you have a regular job change, is a full-time job. A lot of people think that I'm finding a job. Like I do. What can I do? I go online, look at the resume, apply, wait for it, etc. Right? But how you have a day job 9 to 5 when you're working, you also need to consider that when you are relaunching your career, it's a full time job. For example, you log in the morning, 9 o'clock, 9 to 11. You go through all the job portals and websites, find the job, start applying. Again, in the previous sessions, I told customize your resumes, etc. 11 to 1 or 12 or whatever, you do some training like self improvement, some upgrades to your skills, personal development. 1 to 3, 3 to 5, whatever, you reach out to your network, talk to them. Again, I say reach out, not email, not WhatsApp message. Pick up the phone and talk. And it could be recruiter, it could be a friend, family, your old boss, your old client, whoever it is. Try to fix a time and slot this time, and then maybe in the afternoon again you go back to job portal and do some personal development. So it's a full-time job to find a job. So that's another mindset you need to keep in mind when you're restarting or relaunching your career. Uh, Finding a job considers a job. Yeah, you're not getting paid for it, but you still need to put the same effort in any 9 to 5 job you do when you are finding the job. Yeah, I'll stop here for now. Sajid, anything, any opening comments you would like to add? Sudhir, can you hear me? Sajid, can you hear me? Did I lost audio?
Yeah, can hear you. Couple of things what you mentioned, right? On restarting a career, how restarting is difficult. Great things in terms of dividing your time, because I see the frustration seeping in when you're spending 7 to 8 hours a day just applying for jobs, right? You're doing your search. Well, and also the search. How do you search? Do you search by title? Do you search by skill set? So, being a recruiter for all this while, one thing that I perfected is search, right? And that is why sometimes when I do certain Boolean searches, I find jobs that is not, even if it is on LinkedIn, because how the algorithm works is, people who put it as a job post, most of the people can see that job. But if they put that role in the wall, then people who are connected with it, or if let's say you're a second connection and they like it or reshare it, that is when you see it. So one, you need to have a large network to be able to see all those job opportunities. So large network, would say, is minimum 500 is what you need in order to maximize your LinkedIn usage, because that is when your profile becomes complete, along with other things, your photo, background picture, your tagline, all those things, about section, your education, your volunteer work. Your profile needs to be 100% complete, so that when a recruiter searches your profile based on the key skills, it comes on the top of the page for them to see. So that is one thing. Now, those are the things that are there related to the LinkedIn. My The discussion today is on what you need to do extra related to a career break. So what Hitesh mentioned, that should be there. You should have a strategy. You can't just sit and apply, because a couple of things is, you need to know whether there's a skills gap. Why, what Hitesh mentioned about picking up the phone and talking, you should have a network of peers, right? People in the same role, same industry, so that you can talk to them and find out what is happening. Earlier, the shift used to be 4 5 years it would take for a technology change, a new methodology, and all those things. Now, I think within a year, 2 years, these changes happen so often, right? In Canada specifically, right, there is no objection in a gap, or if there is a career break. Like Hitesh mentioned, it could be personal reasons, it could be professional reasons, you could be just taking a break due to health reasons, mental health, physical health, anything. It could be any reason. You don't need to justify it. But what you do during that break, right? That is the most important thing. And last session that I had was on storytelling on Monday, where you tell your story, authentic story. What And also sometimes giving too much information is also a issue. But that story, you need to craft it in such a way that it is convincing, and you have to tell that story authentically. So those are the things that you need to work upon, especially if you are having a career break. Networking for people who are doing a career break is given along with your resume and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not networking, but so resume, LinkedIn, and networking is a must, especially for people who are having a career break. And all the insights regarding what tools, what technology comes from your connections. So you need to do that. Over to you, Sudhir.
Okay. And sorry, a few other things. Again, this you can find multiple times in a lot of other portals and everything. Is refresh your skills, which is relevant. As Sajid said, 20 years ago, it will take 5 years for technology to move from A to B. Now, technology moves at speed of light. 6 months, something which was new becomes old, right? And the version and everything, whatever, right? So you need to refresh your skills of whatever break you had, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 6 months, whatever break you had. You need to see what skills are new in the market where for the job you want to apply for. If you have worked as Java developer or a marketing manager or a communication lead, I'm just not just focusing on IT here, right? Because there could be non-IT careers folks on the call as well, and or accounting, finance, right? So what's happening in your field, new and grew and great? Subscribe to the all the newsletters. Go to Google and look up on the industry trends which are happening. Look at all the must-have skills. When you apply for a particular role, you will see a pattern. I know you don't have any of we don't have any fancy tools to track the pattern, but you will see must-have skills in like 10 jobs you applied in the last 1 week. You will see one or two must-have skills repeating again and again and again. So then you know that okay, these two is the industry trend. I'm not saying that's the fact. It could change, but you need to know that what skills are in demand and refresh your skills, upgrade yourself, get a certification, get a whatever specialization you want. A lot of people actually take a small 6 months diploma or a college or degree. I'm not saying to go that route because that's a expensive. I mean, cost of financial options are there. But if you want, I think that's another thing. A lot of people do MBA if they want to. They were PMs many years ago, and now they want to get back into PM role. They do MBA or like online MBA or some other MBA. Or if you are an accountant, they try to do some other latest greatest some. I'm not saying CPA, but something close to that. So you that's very important that you are. Uh, 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 being refresh your skills. Of course, that follows with refreshing your resume because another session is that a lot of people, if you have a career break, the resume template is 5-10 years old. Industry has moved on, hiring managers have moved on, the tools have moved on. A lot of ATSs, the which filters the resume, as we a lot of people who are in the session they would have known, and also focus on transferable skills. So if you're a Java developer, great, but if you can find roles for Python developers. So there are some skills between Java and Python. I'm not a techie guy here, but look for transferable skills which were hot 10 years ago, but not hot now, but the same logic or applies in the current world. It could be any tool and any technology you are working for. So look for the transfer skills you have and try to build those transferable skills to the next level. So upgrade that transferable skills to something else. For example, you're a good speaker, so you might want to switch from A to B career. So you are a developer, now you want to go into say management, right? And you have good time management skills, you have good budgeting skills, so you can do a PM certification of WhatsApp, or if you want to move from PM to Agile and vice versa, upgrade yourself. Um, one more thing is a lot of people say that I want a job which is full time, which is stable. Consider freelancing, consider part-time. So don't say no to any job which comes across your way. Don't keep money as a focus when you are relaunching your career, because money will follow eventually once you relaunch the career. A lot of people, oh, I need this dollar amount, this salary because I was getting that much. It's half of it I'm getting right now or whatever, right? So so don't focus on the money, part for the first 6 months, 1 year when you get the job. The key here is to get into the market, get into the rhythm, the groove, and so you get the experience going, you get the network going, and do all the stuff. And in your resume, again, going back to the resume, be honest, that again, not here in this call, but why do you take the break, or in the interview you can tell that. Don't tell in the resume, but just put a personal break there, and what did you do in that gap. If you have personal reasons you want to keep it personal, fine, but be honest and keep it straight. Again, as such, it's storytelling. Have a good story to tell, that why do you take the break, and what did you do during the gap year, and why do you think that you have to restart now, like why not 6 months ago, why not 6 months later, what makes you to restart your career or relaunch your career now again. So those things, be ready with the answer. Again, have the story ready whenever in interview or in cover letters and whatever. Be very honest, be straightforward, don't try to be around the bush. Don't Worst thing people do is put a fake experience. I have a lot of consultants and staffing agencies for money, they give you fake experience. Don't do that, because sooner or later, doing the background check or during the hiring process or even after the hiring process, if those things get exposed, you are in trouble, for various reasons, right? So never, I would say, don't put fake experience. If you have a gap, own that gap, and back it up with a story, that this is a solid story why I took a gap. And also, when you get a job, you should have that skills to hit the ground running. So I'm not saying like you start delivering day one, but don't expect the employer to train you, right? So you need to be self-starter, self-initiated. So all those skills have to kick in. That yes, how do I get help from others if I'm new to something? So have that mindset, attitude, to get the ground running. You might not know the application where your new team is working, but you need to have the process. Okay, I should go ask a BA, I should go ask a PO. Hey, PO, can you give me some user manuals from the previous version you have? Let me do some self-reading. Hey, BA, can you share me some old training videos you had? So instead of asking BA, can you teach me the application? Change the conversation. Hey, BA, you have any existing document, or PO, can you share with me? I will go through it and I will come with some specific questions if I have. So that shows that you don't want them to handhold you or spoon feed you, but you are rather self-starter, self-initiated, self-motivated, and you will do the heavy lifting of understanding the whole application. But I might have question A, B, C here and there, which is very common with any new member joining, either restarting or like somebody who is continuing in the career, right? So have those high level stuff at the back of the mind, that you need to consider part-time freelancing, have your story straight, of course upgrade yourself to the newer greater skills which are currently in the market right now, and change your mindset from restart to relaunch. Yeah. I think I'll stop talking now and we'll open the floor for questions, I
Yeah.
think.
Before that, Sudhir and Hitesh, I have a question to both of you in terms of tools, right? Both Hitesh mentioned in terms of role. Earlier, people now put, let's say for a role, right? What are the specific tools? They put all the tools in the resume, but even at a recruiter level, when they ask, okay, what have you done with the tool, or to just to check the level of expertise, and especially with the rounds with the hiring manager, when they check the expertise level, they fall short of it. So, is there any way to evaluate what is the industry need as to what level of expertise is required to do a job, and then trying to reach that level for any of the tools that they have to be expert?
um
Maybe I'll take it up first.
yeah, sorry, go ahead,
Yeah.
Sunil. Yeah.
So, 3 years back, there was a person who was asking for, who was trying to come back from a career break and is trying to relaunch the career. So basically, that person was outdated of the tools and technologies because the gap was around 3, 4 years. So what that person did is that person just went through all the job listings and listed down what are the latest tools and technologies which is being used for that particular uh, domain or the role what that person is looking for. And then what they did is that that person actually went through and watched YouTube, took trial versions of that software, then learned about the alternate tools, right? So, for example, if I have a tool A, I learned about B, C, and D, which is competitors of A. Now, what happened is everything 14 days, 14 days, 14 days, they just took the hands on, learned whatever they can do in that 14 days. And the benefit was that within around 1.5 months, right? This person was able to learn four tools, okay, all competitive tools. So, for example, if it is Jira, so maybe it is Jira, Trello, Microsoft DevOps, all these four tools, right? And during the interview, right? So as Hitesh said, what did you do during that break, right? So this person said that, see, I learned all these tools which is currently in the market. That made a huge impression in front of the hiring managers, right? Because this person has already upgraded uh, to the industry standard, which is the most important thing. Lot of people who has a career break, imagine there is a 8-year career break, right? This person's knowledge of the tools, it's outdated. The best example is for the QA resources, their tools, right? When they try to come back from the career break, they say that I know HPALM. HPALM is outdated. A lot of companies stopped using HPALM. They moved on to new different tools and technologies. And unfortunately, this person has not put in effort to research on what are the current test management tools available in the market. And everything is free. All the test management tools currently in the market, it's actually free for you to learn. 30 days, 60 days, you can extend your trial versions and everything. It's free. But this person had not put in the effort, then this person still is back in 2014, right? SQL, some person has written Windows and DOS, right? So DOS is 1995, 98 technology, right? So don't do these kinds of things. Try to learn what are the current tools in the market. And what I usually train people is that search for the current tools which is in the market for the that particular role what they're searching for. Learn it, try to learn it in 14 days. Yes, you have to build a plan to work on that tool for at least 6 hours a day. Okay, 6 hours a day, that much effort you have to put. If you're just putting 1 hour 30 minutes and all, it might not help. 6 hours per day, as Hitesh said, it's a full-time job to search a job. So 6 hours per day, learn that tool, understand what that tool does, and learn its competitors. Because if you go as a data analyst and say that I know Tableau, right? But the company says that yeah, we are using Power BI, and if you are not able to say that I know Power BI, you'll be out because there are other data analysts who can work on Power BI. So instead, you can say that, see, I know both data, Tableau and Power BI. This is my Tableau dashboard. This is my Power BI dashboard. So you are giving multiple options to the hiring manager, saying that these are the two tools which I have done. So most of the tools, right, are free. Most of the technologies are free. You can actually do it for your personal use. They don't charge anything, except there are few tools where you won't get learning. So, for example, Guidewire or maybe the test data management. These are the tools which is not currently available in the market for upgrading. But rest of the tools, yes, you can learn it. And from my experience, what I have seen is I have placed more than 30, 40 people with a career break. Everyone I ask them, only one thing is upgrade your skills because your skills are outdated. Upgrade your skills, volunteer somewhere. The volunteering factor kicks in when you are trying to, it will actually gain confidence, lot of confidence, right? The volunteering thing. It's not just 1 or 2 days you have to go for volunteering, but it is more. If you do volunteering for 3 to 6 months, right, that actually gives you a lot of confidence to talk to people, to improve your communication skills, to bring back to the market, to understand what is happening in the market, and that will actually help you in boosting your image in front of the hiring managers and recruiters. Another thing what I've seen is basically they lack of because of the lack of confidence, right? You will end up, instead of elevator pitch, you are just putting your profile in a bad shape by saying that I have a career gap, I have a career gap. Yes, you have a career gap, but it is important is that what you did during the career gap, that is what is going to make the factor, the deciding factor, right? Trust me when I say this, career gap is not the big issue. It is lack of confidence or maybe communication skills or lack of the technologies required is what is preventing people from getting the job here. right? Once you fix all these things, yes, maybe the salary might be less, maybe the probation is 6 months, maybe you have to work as an intern, part-time, whatever that is, but it is the stepping stone for you to build your career here in Canada in the long term. So that's my thoughts on it.
And
Yeah,
based on
Siddhi.
what you said, Sudhir, having AI currently, any skill that you want to develop, right, it's become really easy, one, to understand and upskill yourself pretty quickly, right? You can go step by step. You keep asking question again and again and again to any chat GPT or any AI tool, and then you can upskill. So it's not very difficult also nowadays. Even YouTube, people are upskilling just by watching YouTube videos. So if you have that initiative, I think upskilling is not a big task nowadays.
Oh, that is absolutely true. So I'll open up the floor for questions. Anybody wants to ask questions, just raise your hands, come to the speaker panel. You can ask the questions and we'll be happy to answer that. But there is a lot of things, right? So from my experience, what I've seen is it requires 5 to 6 hours to mentor a person with a career gap to get into the job. 5 to 6 hours. That is actually required. 5 to 6 hours is required to boost their confidence, to give them some mock interviews, to actually help them upgrade the skills, to tell them what to learn, right? A lot of people are kind of hesitant to do these searches, but actually it will help them understand what are the tools and technologies which is required in the market. And this actually, you just have to give them a boost. And of course, sometimes the spouses try to boost, but it end up in end up in fighting. So most of the times, right, because spouses, when spouses try to boost the morale, it might not work out. So get a mentor, get a proper mentor from your domain. You try to speak to him, tell them this is the real situation, I need so and so help, please help me. This is what actually makes a difference. So Hitesh, from your experience, what is the main reason you have seen for people which is preventing them to from getting the job here in Canada?
I think one thing is, as Ajit said, it's not just applying. It's a strategy. It's a method to the madness, lack of a better word. And also, people think magic will happen. Send a referral request on WhatsApp or LinkedIn. They will refer me, and then thank you very much. They don't talk to them afterwards. Have meaningful network. It's very important to have meaningful connection. Don't use people, because when you start using people, the other way, the vice versa will happen as well. So it's very important to have a meaningful connection with your network. Other challenge mistakes, what I have seen people do when they start the career is, they apply, and after the graph, like if you can just imagine, the enthusiasm starts to slowly fade down. So you need to motivate yourself every day when you are waking up in the morning. Yes, so today is a new day. So what? I applied for 100 jobs in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Nothing happened. I'm going to keep applying, change my strategy, what different thing I can do, attend sessions like this. More information you get, the better. So don't drop your confidence at any point of your time in your career, career process, because there is the peaks and valleys which will happen. The job market is very peak and valley, because if you look at right now, we are entering into a valley portion, because a lot of banks are entering into holiday period. They don't do much hiring. I'm not saying nothing is happening. So be aware of those trends as well. Other thing is, don't just be online, right? Because we think we have a laptop and a phone, I can do everything online. Meet people in person, attend industry specific seminar, conferences, whatever, the talk show, TED talks, or those kinds of things. You will make real connection there. You will find another person who's also looking to relaunch or restart their career in also. So you will get that connected. You will find hiring managers there. You will find other connections. So don't just focus yourself to the 3-inch or the 14-inch medium to restart your career, look for jobs. Yes, that's where 60% of the activity action happens. But attend a lot of these events, trade shows, talk shows, seminars, whatever, free events or paid events, which happens. So that's where you will meet your people, your industry. IT, non-IT. Again, I want to, again, this is IT club event, but I always tell a lot of folks on this call who might have non-IT careers, finance, accounting, whatever, right, marketing. So attend those events. So make that in-person connection. That goes a long, long way. Other thing is that people stuck to that. I was a developer. I want to be developer. I'm in IT. I want to be in IT. Again, I said it before. I have a lot of personal examples in my friends and family group who have completely done career transition. So there's another thing when you're relaunching your career, also consider career transition. It's a different long journey, by the way. One of my friend was in IT. He quit and he's now worked for the police force. I'm not saying you should work for police force, but it's completely different of game altogether, right? So you need to have that. And one of my friend was a developer, not a family person, and right now they are a teacher, school teacher, right? And one was a school teacher, and now they are website developers. If you are a techie expert, go to Fiverr and do freelancing projects, because it's like 1 week. Somebody who's a small business, they want to develop a website. There's a lot of online tools like Wix and all, but yes, there are still a lot of people who look for certain skills. For example, you can develop mobile app. If you're a mobile developer, go to Fiverr. So you are exposing yourself, offering your skills to the world, and don't limit yourself. That okay, I applied 100 jobs, 1,000 jobs, nothing happens. It will come. The day will come that you will get the dream job where you're looking for, and your career will restart or relaunch. But just keep the faith or confidence at high level. Don't drop it. I'll stop talking now for Q&A. I think we spoke much.
Yeah, thank you. We have Meher here. Meher,
Yeah, hi.
hey,
I had like couple of questions.
sure.
So first, I would like to start off with you and Hitesh, and then I have a question for Sajid too. So in the previous sessions that I've attended, you've often mentioned about, say, if for any profile you apply or prepare, find your niche. For example, like I'm aiming for BA roles, right? BA two in like BA also has various niches, say in finance, maybe it can be capital markets or AML or, different other like domains. In healthcare, it can be EMR, EHR. So there are various niches that we can target that you've also mentioned. But as far as you're like managing your time or dividing your time, so to look out for those niche job postings, does it like is it should it be divided into like 50% of finding your niche role related job postings and applying for it, and 50% like applying for any BA roles that you 60% 70% maybe match the requirements, or how should it be? And after that, after you answer, I can ask Sajid with another question. Yeah.
Now, I'll let Sajid answer this because Sajid always says job search, how they do is, or how we do is, right? 20 percentage. This is my proportion, right? Only 20 percentage is job search, right? 10 to 20 percentage is job search. 50 percentage is preparation, upgrading the skills, and the remaining 30 to 40 percentage is networking. Okay, so 50 percentage is preparation, upgrading the skills, showcasing the skills. 30 percentage, yes, network, and only 20 percentage is job search. Imagine you are applying for 100 jobs a day, right? But let's assume the worst case, right? 10 minutes per job, right? It's 1,000 minutes, right? So instead
Right.
of that, what I do is I search, I just go with maybe 3 or 4 jobs per day. Again, my this is my strategy, but what it helps us, that 30 percentage time what I dedicate for networking, right? That is where I reach out to this network. I tell that, boss, yes, do you have any opportunity for me? So that is actually where they know my niche, right? My network know my niche. They will actually will have a chat with them maybe in the evenings, right? Maybe we'll go and meet, um, uh, and that is where we actually see what is upcoming in their projects. So is there any good position which is going to open in next 2 months? correct? Those kinds of fruitful discussions happen, and we'll see that, okay, we are bringing in this new tool. So when you discuss all these kinds of things, right, you will understand what is happening in the market. And of course, I don't do network after I lose a job. I always keep my network alive, right? At least once in a month, I reach out to my network, everyone. So that is what I do. So even even today, I spoke to two people. I mean, I had a chat with two people from my network, fresh, right? So that is how I keep the network. That 30 percentage is throughout all the 365 days. That network, I never let my network die. That is one thing I do. Upgrading the skills, yes. During the job search, preparation and upgrade the skill is very, very, very important, because when you get a job, imagine you get $100 per hour opportunity and you blew up that interview, right? There is nothing wrong that could happen to you. People lose three, four, five interviews and they blame the job market, but they are failing to understand that they actually missed the great opportunity what they had, right? So I try not to blow that interviews, right? I try to win the interview every time. But yeah, of course, some in some places I'm not the right fit, but I don't sit lazy and start preparation only after the interview call comes in. I keep on upgrading the skills during the job search period. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah.
So I have a question for Sajid. So everybody these days, like people who suggest about applying for jobs, usually say like make your resume go through the AI systems so that it is ATS friendly. Like making it even posting like copying the job postings and trying to see how much the match percentage is and tools like that. How much are these like tools being used by recruiters? Is it the like initial round of filter that people say, or is it just a myth going around? Like, do recruiters sometimes even go resume by resume, say for short, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or is it through software only, the initial round of filter? Yeah, that's the question.
Okay. Now, if you use LinkedIn, right, if you're applying through LinkedIn, so LinkedIn has, there is no filter as such right now, but what it has is you'll have some screening question. They'll ask you, do you have this skill? How many years of experience do you have? They'll put up as well. Let's say they're putting AWS Cloud. They might have put, I need candidates with 5 years of experience, and they'll say, how many years of experience you have? And if you put three, then your resume will be filtered. The recruiter will not see your profile. So that is how those filters work, right? In ATS. ATS score is just a benchmark to help you understand what score or what similar kind of profiles are there based on the industry. There are around 200 different ATS systems which are used by different companies. No two ATS system has the same algorithm which categorizes the score. So don't be worried so much of the score. So what typically happens is people are sitting and make modifying their resume so much that when you have the call with the recruiter finds there's a disconnect between what is mentioned in the resume and what is meant, what you're actually speaking. Eventually, you have to speak to a recruiter, you have to speak to a hiring manager. You might put your resume might look as if 100% on the dot perfect profile. The moment you talk to a recruiter, people, even now people with 3 4 years of experience can quickly pick up whether that resume and their skill set match or not. And especially in the round with the hiring manager will ask you two to three basic questions, and they find that, hey, this person doesn't have the skill set that he is. See, by default, they will continue with the interview, but they've already decided not to go ahead with you because there's a. That's what I was mentioning when you say the level of expertise. You put a skill in your resume, do you have the level of expertise that is required by the industry? Because unless and until you talk to people, now Sudhir and Hitesh are all hands-on people who are working on tech. Unless you talk to them on Scrum and talk to them on Agile and talk to them on QA, you will not know what tools that what is the industry expectation of your expertise using that tool. So that is one you need to know and figure out. And this thing. The other thing is, Sudhir said, right, 50%, I say 30, 30, 40, but whatever be the percentage, if preparation for the interview is not done, you don't know what is the kind of questions that is being, okay, let's say even if you have all the questions, let's say there are 10 questions that the recruiter is going to ask you, and the hiring manager is going to ask you, if you don't know how the system works in Canada, how do they answer that? How do they use the star method? How do, for each question, how they give the scenario and take it to the end result? If your competition is doing that very well, so you're out of the game, because you might have the skill set, you might have the knowledge, but you're not interviewing well. And that is where the mentors and coaches and all these people come in, and they want, or even when you do a couple of mock interviews, you get to know, hey, these are areas that you need to build upon. So the resume, yes, for the recruiter to see your resume and call you for the interview, you need to tweak it based on what skill set is required for the job. Now, simple example, let's say I am not a BSA. The role is for BSA. I'm not a BSA. I'm just a BA. And you tweak it so much, you put all these technology terms to look like a BSA. You might reach a round where the recruiter might say, okay, this looks like a great profile, but eventually in the recruiter round, you might be thrown out. So those are challenges that if you concentrate only on application and trying to get the interview and then not preparing well enough for the interview, it's again a failure.
I want
Okay,
to
thank
I
you.
want to add something here. Okay, when I say this, see, I have tested ATS. I have purchased ATS. I have actually passed the resumes through the ATS with the matching with the job description, and I have seen how it works. Again, as Sajid said, there are more than 200. I just tested one, the cheapest one I purchased, and I tested through it. Now, the problem here is it's not only the ATS, it's basically the resume, right? When you see the resume, what the hiring manager or the recruiter looks at it first, right? Now, people have sent me the resumes for reference. Do you know how much percentage gets rejected? The rejection ratio is more than 90 percentage. If I say I refer 100 people, 90 percentage gets rejected because at the resume round itself. Unfortunately, it is true because the resume doesn't look good. They try to fix the resume at the last moment. They try to add all these things, whatever it's not required, whatever we should not add in the resume, they keep on adding it. So we are just educating everyone that okay, there are few things which you are not supposed to add in resume. There are few things which you should add in the resume. And template, that is standard template, keep it simple and short. There are a lot of things, right? So for example, home address, your marital status, your age, your date of birth, all these things should not be in the resume. And you would be surprised when I say that yes, people do that. uh, there should be in the resume that your personal portfolio, your GitHub portfolio, your Tableau portfolio. A lot of these portfolios actually carry a lot of weightage when you're trying to apply for the job, because resume should be kind of an invitation letter where people or the hiring manager looks into it and then navigates to your profile, navigates to your blog, navigates to your white paper, navigates to your date uh, presentations. That is what your resume should do. You should not put all the things in the resumes. And from whatever we had invited a recruiter from consulting firms, they actually, a lot of these consulting firms look into the resume one by one. They have the ATS, but they wanted to ensure it. So they have been given mandate that they should go through these resumes one by one, and they should filter out these resumes. And because of the volume of the resume, they usually respond to the people who is a match for that particular job. So that is one of the reasons why you might not be hearing back from the recruiters, because they get tons of resumes and they don't have the bandwidth to sit and respond to each one of these applicants. But instead, what they do is they'll just reach out to the people uh, who is eligible for the job. And you can bypass all these things by having a strong network. If anybody is there in that particular team who can refer you, saying that yes, I have worked with Meher, he's professional, he knows the thing, let's hire him. You are bypassing all these steps. You are directly going to the interview. That is the power of referral.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So me and Hitesh is the best example, right? Right, Hitesh. So yeah, we are examples. We have been working together. We started working back in 2017 till 18. Then we have We are in touch. We are in touch for the past 6 years, 7 years. We have other friends also. We all are in touch. Yes, we. If I am working and I get an opportunity, I will ensure that I am passing it to my colleagues or my friends, right? So that they go in and they get the job. So that next time when I lose a job, I'll reach out to them, boss. I need a job. Help me. So that is
Yeah,
what.
yeah,
That's how it works.
yeah. Same thing I said was it's a two-way street. Networking is a two-way street, not one way. So don't use people. Again, I say again with all due respect, have meaningful connection. Not to kill this to death. I know we have 10 minutes and we have a couple of more questions. Is also a lot of people underestimate the tier three, tier four, tier five companies. Um, when I say tier three, tier four, five, one is the banks, two is like consulting companies, tier two, tier three could be software companies, whatever, right? But there are some lot of tier four, five, six companies who don't have a big budget or don't have a big ATS fancy tool, don't have a big fancy HR recruitment team, right? There's a city called Exeter, Ontario. There's a company called GFL Logistics. I don't know if you heard about it, but they are the biggest trucking logistic company in Southwest Ontario, not GTA, Southwest Ontario. They have a small IT team, maybe 10, 15 people. They have a product. They have the in-house application to track all their trucks, where are they being managed. They were looking for a project coordinator. That's an example. The pay is not high. It's not great. The location is Exeter, Ontario, which is 3 or 2.5 hours from here. So you need to make some sacrifice that okay, temporarily I'm going to relocate, move if you can, for family reasons if you can, and work in Exeter, Ontario for 6 months, 1 year, right? Or do some commute. And once you settle there, negotiate with the hiring manager. Hey, can I work 2 days here, 3 days there, so I can close to family? So try to look for other options as well. A lot of people, when they reach the career, they all want to work in the bank. They all want to work for Accenture, CGI, TCS, Cognizant, Capgemini. They all want to work for all these companies. Great. I'm not saying don't have those things, but there are tier four, tier five, tier six, tier seven companies. My wife used to work for a media company in Toronto as a call center agent. I've never heard of other companies. It was like 12, 15 years ago when they first came to Canada. We were all looking for new jobs. And they had an IT team of 30 people. Again, she didn't work in IT. She was a call center person. And I was shocked. I never heard about the company. It was like, I don't even know the name, but some media limited, right? And there was a sign on their entrance looking for HR. If you can make the connection, take the effort to reach out.
So these tier 5, tier 6 companies can like be found out through extensive research or by pure networking, right?
Yeah, networking, multiple ways. Google up. I personally, believe it or not, have found job on Kijiji. You will find a BA job on Kijiji. You will find a Scrum Master job posting on Kijiji if you look hard, right? I have seen that because I was like, just let me see if people post there. People post project coordinator job, people post accounting assistant job, people post a marketing assistant job, whatever, right? Because these companies don't have fancy hiring budget. Because one post, if you do on say Indeed or whatever, it costs 5K, right? Or 4K on Indeed. Or if they go to a staffing agency, they have their cut. So they don't. These companies don't have a big budget for hiring. So they said, I have a budget for the person, I don't have a budget for actual hiring process. So you need to take the efforts, all word of mouth, and you can, this is called flying under the radar, right? Where these jobs are there existing, but nobody knows about these jobs. It's all word of mouth. You drive there, you pass by there, you just go for whatever Kijiji, and I'm not saying Kijiji is the only one, but there are options. It will come to you if you start looking. So you will, but you need to have the mindset again, the mindset to start looking in the places where 90% of the job seekers don't look.
Non-for-profit is also one sector that is ignored.
That's
And
correct.
Hitesh, what you mentioned regarding posting, right? It costs 50K to post two jobs on LinkedIn. So all those companies which don't have a budget, you need to figure where they're posting those jobs.
Yep, that is true. So am I audible, Sajid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have
Yeah.
other speakers, so I
Yeah, yeah,
think we are
we'll go there.
tight.
Yeah. So one thing is volunteering. The moment you go to volunteer, right, you are going to make new connections. People speak out there because it's a non-professional environment. So people will speak out casually that okay, this is there, that is there. So I gained lot of information from the non-profit volunteering which I do, and it has helped me very much, like including the launch of this Canada IT Club job board and all, right? I got that last push. I got the final push from where I volunteer. One guy said, "Okay, how much is going to cost?" I said, "This much dollars." He said, "Just do it. Don't worry for just throw it out of your pocket and just start it." I said, "Okay, fine." That's the final push I got it from there. Okay, so thank you. Let's move on to Hima.
Hello, hi Sudhir. Thank you very much. I've been following your posts. So my actually, you guys gave like a lot of answers, which I was already like I had question about. So one of my question is like brand and like making a personal brand and networking. I've been active like on LinkedIn and I've been following your post. Plus, I've been active on community too, where I attend a network. I'm just kind of curious, like, as I understand that it should be a two-way street, right? If you're looking for a job, it's easy, like, to network because you know your goal, that, oh, yeah, I'm looking for a job, so let's connect. But what other approach can you take, like, where, like, there's a win-win situation for both the parties? Like, let's say if you meet it on in-person event, right? So how can you like approach someone to connect or like yeah, so those steps or like, yeah, how do you approach it?
Okay, I can take that. So one of my friend was a realtor, or is still a realtor.
Mhm.
He did a course on mindful meditation. Realtor, mindful meditation, two different worlds. There's no connection there. Can you guess what was the actual purpose of that mindful meditation?
Mhm.
You get it, right? Networking.
Yes.
Because he wants to teach some mindful meditation too. So he just posted a Eventbrite page and posted on his Insta, Facebook, whatever. He thought he will get like 10 people, right? And he
Mhm.
went to a local community place and he said, okay, this is me. I just want to volunteer my time every Wednesday, whatever time, 2 hours in this place. It's free. You will have snacks and refreshment. There's nothing between realtor and a mindful meditation. He's not a guru or whatever, right? Spiritual guru. But you go one session, two sessions. Now, after 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months, 1 year, you want to buy a house or sell a house.
Mhm.
Which person will come to your mind first? That
Cool.
person. If you have not worked had a realtor, if you have a realtor, that's a different story, right? That's the
Mhm.
power of this. All this indirect way to network. You don't go and say, "Hi, I am Hitesh and I want a job," right? You
Yeah.
different again mindset. You think differently. You just change the conversation from saying that I want to volunteer, I want to give my time, I want to do this, I want to develop website for my schools. I mean, my local non-profit, as I said, or community, whatever you're working with. I want to develop a Instagram page or mobile app, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Donate your time, it will come back to you in some shape.
Cool. Yes, that's right. So yeah, also like follow up question on like LinkedIn post. Um, I've been posting, but sometimes like I feel that okay, even am I even adding some value to the network or like if I'm posting, how do you approach like if you want to post, what mindset do you go with?
What is the objective of posting him?
So currently, like I am looking for roles and I am in the interview.
No, no. That the objective of posting is to share, right? When Sudhir
Mhm.
posts a list of recruiters that people should approach, right? Recruitment agents. He's not posting thinking that okay, when I'm looking for a job, all these recruiters whom I'm giving them brand value will help me. That is not the objective. So the objective is that I have some information. I need to share it with one. If one person benefit from that information, it will help that person, right? End
Mhm.
goal is when you do that consistently over a period of time. Let's say every Monday, Hima does a post on let's say Python, how to use Python and a combination, let's say cloud. Your
Mhm.
objective is that anybody who is coming on LinkedIn, one person learns or appreciates you. Over a period of time, you'll find that there'll be two to three people who like. Now, when me and Sudhi started 4 years back with, we started off on Clubhouse every day, 9 to 11 evening, during COVID. We started
Mhm.
it just as a casual conversation. That casual conversation over a period of time, 18 months, is where we spent every day. I think Friday, Monday to Saturday. I think Sunday was the only time we took off, or even some days Sunday. So whole week we were spending, and it was COVID, but we were spending 9 to 11 on Clubhouse. We were talking about all this job search challenges, coming to Canada, and all those things that we were talking.
Mhm.
We never thought at that point in time, okay, what is the ROI on that, right? So you look at every post as it is a ripple that you're sending to the universe. You will get it back. You will get the benefit back. Don't look at, okay, I put a post, I didn't get a single like. There will be some people who will be viewing it. So gradually, what you will see is, so do you have a frequency? Are you doing it every week, or every 2 weeks? Are you doing a post, or it is like you have done a post 2 months back, and then all of a sudden you decide, okay, let me do a post and get. So consistency is very important to build a brand, and it's a long thing, right? Like Hitesh said, if you want something 2 years down the line, you need to start that work now. So you need to give time, you need to spend that
Mhm. Thank you. Yeah. So, just a last follow up question on that. So, I think you guys did say that you can post like your GitHub project, or like some project which you are working on. However, like you also have some like really good experience which you want to share. At the same time, you have a project which you seek guidance on as well. So, at some point you are learning, more likely almost all the time, but at some point you want to share your experience. So how do you collaborate those two posts? Yeah.
Okay, so before that, I'll just answer the previous question. One thing I have seen is that everyone comes to LinkedIn only when they need the job. Okay. Then once they get the job, they just go on to Facebook, Insta, and Twitter, whatever that is, right? And the same thing goes with the connection. I mentioned this in the last call, last week also. So when people lose job, right? Immediately they will ring me and say, "Sudhir, I lost the job. I need some help." Okay. But once they get the job, right, for 2 years, 3 years, they never respond, never even give a call. Okay, never even ask, how is it Canada IT Club going? Do you need any help? No, nothing. When they lose a job, they come here.
Mhm.
The same approach, what happens is when you're searching for the job and you are started posting it, right? Now everyone is doing it. We are talking in public forum, a lot of people are listening, a lot of people are posting, a lot of job seekers are there, right? So now what is happening is a lot of these connection requests which the Canadian employees are getting, right, from job seekers. Now they know the trend that, okay, if I'm getting a response from this person, or number of response, okay, it is just for job search. It is not connection. I am not getting any value add in this. Just ignore it. The same thing is
Mhm.
happening when job seekers are doing things when only when they lose the job, or only when they are searching the job. That actually trend a lot of people doesn't like Hitesh said, once you can fool me once but not twice, right? So when you got my
Mhm.
help, when you got the job, after that you say, get the hell out. And after that, maybe a year after, right, you lose the job, you approach me, I can see all the chat history, right? I'm not going to respond, or I may just ignore it,
Mhm.
right? So you should understand that this is not for the job search. You are not supposed to do this only for the job
Mhm.
search. It should be a long term thing, right? Myself and Sajita has a lot of bad experiences where people, after getting the job, they wouldn't even tell us, right? They wouldn't even tell us that they got a job. And we will come,
Mhm.
maybe after 2 months, they'll say that, Sudhir, I lost the job. Oh, when did you get the job? Ah, I got 2 months back. I forgot to tell you, right? So these kinds of things doesn't work when you are trying to build a network. And so it's always a give and take street. Yes, you can always cheat the person once, but Canada is a very small market, right? There is no job security here at all.
Mhm.
Yesterday, also, one guy was talking to me, and I told him the same thing. There is no job security, buddy. Anytime anyone can lose a job. So that's it. So it's a give and take. So always try to keep up that good relationship with your network or with the mentor for long term. Now, coming back to your post, right? You can share your experience. You can write about the post. You can write about new things. You can compare two tools, one a tool A versus tool B. That is what my favorite is, right? If I'm a tool person,
Mm.
so when I learn Jira, right, I'll say that, okay, Jira, what are the add-ons for Jira, right? Everyone knows Jira, but I know better because I research the add-ons in Jira, how to write scripts in Jira, how to get the data from Jira automatically, how to write in Jira automatically. So what I do is I learn all these things and I start writing posts or some articles about it. So when a interviewer comes in or when I'm applying for these jobs, right, I just put that link in the saying that, okay, these are the things which I have done. This is the things which I have worked on. This is the things which I know, which I'm very good at. So at that time they'll say that, oh yeah, this is good, right? Or this is the same thing which I'm looking for, right? So that is, it's a long-term strategy.
Mm.
And if I am doing the job search, I lost my contract. I mean, my contract got over in 1 month. So the next 2 months, right? Uh, 6 to 8 hours, I was learning new technology skills, new technologies, new skills, and all. And remaining 4 to 6 hours, I was spending on Canada IT Club. So I was completely working on Canada IT Club. So if you see the Canada IT Club launch, all the new features, the websites, everything which has come in, that is during my downtime. I
Mm.
got 2 months of downtime. That is when I launched all these things. So you have to have a strategy on what you are writing, what is the objective of that, whether it is new things. And when, as Ajit said, right, if you are writing meaningful things, people will like it. People are going to get engaged with that post. They will contribute. They will also contribute, and then that is how you become a big thing. Okay, that actually will grow. Then you will slowly build that connection, that network. That's how all of it works, right? So it's all about uh, what change or what value you are adding and what is the strategy. That's it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Amazing.
Hima.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll move on to
Yes.
Harmanjot.
Hi, Sudhir. I'm audible. Hi, Sudhir. Hi, Satish. Hi, Hitesh. Thank you for scheduling this call. I have one question. It's regarding the networking. Like, I recently started attending the networking events, making connections with the persons in my domain right now. So I'm facing one tough thing, like I face tough time, like to keep how to make the connection continue. Like I send a connection request and sometimes they accept it. But most of the cases where I'm lagging behind it, like I'm facing tough time to keep the connection request going on. So how to keep continuously engaged with in the conversation with the person with whom I am connected on the LinkedIn. Do you have any suggestions for that,
Have you dated,
Satish?
Herman?
Sorry.
Have you dated?
Yeah, I updated on the LinkedIn like
No, no, no.
when.
Have you gone for a date? Have you dated people?
Yes.
What is the one thing that you need to, let's say it's a blind date, you don't know the person, you're meeting for the first time in the coffee shop. What is the one thing that is important for a date?
To get to know like how like
Yeah, you should
what
have
things he
interest in
like.
that person, right? You have want to know more about that person. It's LinkedIn is also simple logic in that. The more you want to know more, see, if I come to a networking event and I want to talk only about me, I don't know whether the other person is interested about me. So let's say the other person has seen n number of Sajid Kumar. Who wants to have another Sajid Kumar in the conversation? And forget, I'm always there on LinkedIn. I'm always talking. They don't want another Sajid Kumar when they meet in person, right? But if if that interest is there, right, if there is an interest to know more about the person, the conversation becomes better. That is where, so how do you contribute? Let's say you go to that person's LinkedIn profile, you see that this person has posted something, you like the post. It has to be genuine, not just for the sake of having the connection. You want to contribute to that post. There's something genuine that you like about it. You say, hey, I see that you have done something on quality, great post on quality. I like what you mentioned about this. So that is how you slowly build that connection and take it to the next level. After you build it, if you go to networking events, a follow up is, hey, I met you during this networking event. It was great. So people go to networking event just to find out what the roles are and then send their resumes. The best opportunity in a networking event is sometimes you get to meet the hiring manager directly. Instead of going to 20 booths, if you concentrate on 3 or 4 booths, speak to the hiring managers, and then do a follow up call on LinkedIn saying that, hey, I would like to connect with you, had a great conversation with you on this topic. I would like to know more about it. That is how you build.
Like, I got the chance to talk with one of the recruiter who is working at the Sun Life. He gives me some really good insights, like how the recruitment process goes in Sun Life. But after that, I sent him a request, and I was trying to approach him again, but he is not replying back. So I don't know, like where I did the, like how, I don't know, like what's wrong over there, because I was trying to reach approach him again over LinkedIn. He is in my connection request right now, but he's not responding to my messages. So do you have any like answer, like how should I, like what's the appropriate way?
Harman, as a recruiter, right? Roughly, give me a rough guess how many messages I get on LinkedIn alone in a day. Especially if I'm hiring, give me a rough guess how many people will send me a message or a rough guess in a day.
Maybe 100 plus.
I don't get 100 plus, somewhere in the range of 50 to 100. Let's say that is the range in a day, right? Is it physically feasible for me to respond to every email, even though I am searching for candidates at any point in time, right? It's very difficult, right? So just give it time, do 1 or 2 follow-ups. That person might be really busy. There could be n number of reasons. You just ask Sudhir. I don't know Hitesh gets that many, but I know Sudhir gets a lot of invitations, or even messages, right? We have 5 WhatsApp groups. The amount of time that we spend on those WhatsApp groups, it's not physically possible to attend to each and every message, right? So same with, and people have their own work also, right? So just give it time.
Okay, I was thinking like maybe I didn't do it properly. That's why he's not answering the my messages. So that was my opinion on that. Yeah, I will wait for his. I will wait for his message.
Yeah, it might not be your mistake, buddy. So basically, what happens is, see, a lot of people, they without even a lot of people make mistake when they connect, right? So I get a lot of connection requests. Today, I got a mail saying that thank you for considering me for the opportunity, so and so. So I just replied, what opportunity? When did I consider you? Right? So people thought that I posted, found some job in Canada, itclub.ca. They didn't even apply. They think that they have already applied and they are sending a thank you email to hello at canada.itclub.ca. So those kinds of mistakes, don't do it, right? For others, right? You just be patient, because people get hundreds of messages, right? Hundreds of messages. So when you are in a job, people tend to decline all these things. But when this person, same person loses job, that person will be running around others, sending out the messages and trying to get responses. So it's a cycle, right? Nobody is like, okay, nobody will survive for long term. But yeah, it's a cycle. Job seekers always try to reach people with the job, and they will not respond. When the same person loses a job, right, they will try to reach out to the other person. So it's a cycle, but unfortunately it's there's nothing we can do on it. We cannot force them to accept the invitation, right? So just like you, he might have got hundreds of invitations, so just give it some time.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah,
Okay. And
today,
Sudhir, there is
yeah,
one more question. Uh,
let's make
I
it
won't
quick.
take that
Okay.
much time. Like
Yeah.
since I joined a little bit late, so I have one question. Like since like I have 1 year of career gap with me, I'm keep on upgrading my skills. But how do I mention on the LinkedIn? Like since like I worked in one of the banks last year, so there's a career gap of 1 year right now. So how, what's the efficient way? Like how can I update my LinkedIn on that?
Hitesh, you want to take it?
Are you learning any skills right now?
Yes, I'm learning the skills right now.
So say upskilling, new skills.
Just in the under the experience section,
Yeah.
I
Are
mentioned
you
like
doing any part-time work?
yes, I'm doing like I'm working in a concierge right now, but it's not my domain right now.
That's okay. For the time being, you can put it as your current experience. You can put it. Once you get a job, you can remove that.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you, Hamza. So basically, we are 15 minutes over time, but yeah, we have this until time till 9:45. We usually keep it as a buffer. But yes, there is a lot of things which we could not cover because of the lack of time, which we want to cover. So basically, what are the most common mistakes? How can we fix these things? So there is a lot of Q&A also supposed to happen, but yeah, sorry, we actually ran out of time. But I will try to keep up a follow-up session on this. We have some other sessions also planned in the upcoming weeks, but we'll try to do some sessions for on career break, because this actually works. This particular thing, right? Whatever we are telling, it actually works. It has worked on numerous people, and that is the reason why we are telling that okay, these tips and tricks actually works. You don't have to do some rocket science to get a job after the career break, but yeah, few things here and there will actually boost your job search, especially after your career break. So I will try to find time with Hitesh and Sajid to see whether we can have a follow-up session, and I'll keep you posted through our WhatsApp groups, and you can also follow the Get Ahead in Canada and um, Canada IT Club uh, LinkedIn pages. Sorry, I missed it. So LinkedIn pages, we'll try to keep everyone updated. So for those who have not joined the WhatsApp group, you can buzz myself or Sajid. We will be happy to add you, provided you are searching for a job here in Canada and you have you are authorized to work. Students, unfortunately, students will have to wait until the work authorization comes to apply for the jobs, right? So yeah, you can buzz either myself or Sajid to get added to the WhatsApp groups. And most of the jobs which is coming our way, which we see in LinkedIn, we post it in two places. One is Canada IT Club .ca, that's a website job board, and second one is Get Ahead in Canada, it's a LinkedIn page, right? So you can check here, and also we are going to launch all the tips and tricks, all the documentation we have, right? We have set up a team where we are trying to consolidate all these things and put it in one place, just as a complete guide for job seekers to uh, get the answers for the queries what they have, and it will help them boost the job search. So today I would like to thank Hitesh and Sajid for accepting my invitation. Actually, this was Hitesh's idea to have this session, and we would be happy to have a follow-up session. But anyways, thanks everyone for listening. Good luck with all of your job search and setting up your life in Canada. Looking forward to meet with every one of you. Yeah, we are planning to have a face-to-face meetup, but I'll keep you posted. And if time permits, feel free to join the meetup. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Hitesh and Sajid. Talk to you in the next session.
Yeah. Good night, all.
Good night. Good night.